the Giving Pledge. Why decide to commit?
A couple years ago, maybe 4 years ago, I got a call from Warren Buffett's office saying, JP, you live in Austin, are you there? I said, yeah. They said, well, the night after next, we're going to be in Dallas, and Bill Gates and I want to invite you to a dinner with 15 people. We're not going to hit you up for anything. We just want to let you know what we're doing, and who knows, one day you may want to be part of it, you may not want to be part of it. So I flew up there with my wife, and we had dinner with them. Wonderful people. They told us about the Giving Pledge. I thought, my God, I'm doing that already. I thought, I want to be part of what you guys are doing. They say, JP, we'd love you to be part of what we're doing. And the Giving Pledge is basically that you pledge that you will do things in your life while you're alive and after you die, where half of your wealth goes to making the planet a better place to live. And it could be for anything, because we realize, at least I realize, and I think Paul Watson said this the best, we're on a spaceship that's gone through the universe. As we use it up, the spaceship is smaller and more decayed for our children in the future. Well, shouldn't those on the spaceship right now living a halfway decent life bring the ship back to life again? That's what we do at the Giving Pledge. We're all thankful in such a big way for how blessed we are with what we have financially, that it's our obligation. In fact, I think it's the obligation of every person, every city, every state, every corporation to do something to make someone else's lives better with your own time. If you could do it financially on top of it, better yet, especially if you're not wasting the money. And most of the people with the Giving Pledge, we go to courses, classes they hold when we meet every year a couple of times, on to make sure the money is going to the people or to the environment or to the animals or the cause, and not all going to fundraisers. And unfortunately, a lot of charities, a lot of money goes to the fundraising and very little to charity.
I think all companies have the obligation to support the people and the environment of their community, their country, as well as the planet. At many of our celebrity events or environmental events, I say on behalf of the hairdressers of the world, we're presenting this to you.
Explain your connection to North Korea and how its then leader ended up tracking you down in Vienna.
I sent over, they were having a famine. 2 million of the 23 million North Koreans died that year of starvation. I heard that South Korea sent a boat of rice in there, but because South Korea was on there, they refused it. They didn't want anyone to know in North Korea they were getting food from South Korea. They let 2 million people die sick. So I sent over, and I worked with people in Michigan, I sent over 10,000 pounds of vegetable seeds. You can't sell them, you can't steal, you gotta give it to the people to help out. Well, we got into a dialogue. Very long story short, and I won't go into the details right now, I helped them get into 4-way talks for now South Korea, North Korea, the United States, and China got in those talks. I worked with the State Department a little bit in Washington, D.C. I kept it very, very low key on this whole thing, very, very low key, never mentioned it, never said a word about it until in these last couple of years, I could talk about it now because enough time has lapsed so I could talk about it. But I give a helping hand.
I firmly believe that when a company goes into business, they should help their local community out, their local state, country, as well as the world become a better place to live.
How important to you is the act and art of giving back some of what you have built and achieved?
I think we were put here, I was put here, and others are put here on this planet to pay a little bit of rent while we're here. And paying rent is making the world a better place to live because you are here.
I like to live well, and I feel good about it because I know how much we give back. There's plenty for my family. Now let's take care of the rest.
And if there is anything that defines John Paul Dejoria, it is his philanthropy.
My philosophy in life is that success unshared is failure.
Dejoria often stops by the Los Angeles Boys and Girls Club he went to as a child and is now paying for a full renovation.
Wow, this is what it's going to look like.
He also has his hand in the Chrysalis Center, helping the homeless find jobs. And Dejoria is doing exactly that with his Grow Appalachia organization fighting poverty. They have taught over 7,000 people how to cultivate, cook, and can their own fruits and vegetables.
Cruelty Free International is partnering with Paul Mitchell to spread the message about cruelty-free cosmetics, cruelty-free hair care. We award those companies that have made the difference with our Leaping Bunny certification, and that gives customers a guarantee that not only has that company themselves stopped testing on animals, but they're making sure right through their supply chain, as you were hearing, that none of the people that supply them with ingredients will test those on animals either. And obviously Paul Mitchell Systems is one of those companies, and actually the only professional hair care brand that has attained that rigorous certification, which is why we're particularly keen to be partnering with them to spread this message.
She's doing it all.
In what ways did you learn to adapt as your companies were growing?
Well, I'll give you an example. What I did was incorporated everything into my lifestyle. I think the best example I'd like to give was about 10 years ago. I'm in South Africa. I go there for a photo shoot. My wife and my son are with me for the photo shoot. I land in Johannesburg and I have a meeting with Nelson Mandela. We're involved together in one of our programs that we're eliminating landmines and getting rid of AIDS in Africa. I worked with him very closely. He was a friend of mine. My son was there. My wife was there. We went right into the bush and did a photo shoot in the bush with photographers. We brought in the orphans from my Food for Africa, some of the 8,000 we feed every single day, all day ages 1 to 12 years old. They became part of the photo shoot. So I got to see some of my kids there. Went and did a beauty show with Paul Mitchell in Johannesburg afterwards. Then from Johannesburg I went on to Durban and I did a Patron show there and another beauty show.
JP always looks at any project with a philanthropic attitude.
You can do well for yourself by doing good things for other people.
We make the finest tequila in the world, and we're very proud of that. But I believe success unshared is failure. It's only when you reach out to help someone that you really create something good in this world. That's why we support charities that help feed the hungry, rebuild communities, and protect the Earth's waters.
Making tequila is a privilege. Making someone's life a little more perfect is what inspires us. What inspires you?
I've learned more in 1 year working with John Paul Dejoria than I've learned in my whole entire life.
You can build a pile, but then you give it away. By giving it away, you make your pile bigger.
A lot of people forget their beginnings, but he seems very connected with them. And I think a lot of his desire to make a difference in the world comes from that.
Warning, quit poaching whales.
He walks out in front of the spears.
You got your first $500,000, okay? They're out there to do something good to save this planet for future generations. This is like kind of the heart of Mobile Loaves and Fishes, which he started. His dream was, and it's coming to fruition now, what if we took the homeless off the street and gave them their own home and gave them a way to work, to do something nice, to be in a community where they're respected and they're loved and appreciated, and we help them with all of their challenges. Wouldn't that be a wonderful idea? One of the key things you think about when you're homeless is how am I going to eat? And if they could eat with proper food, everything from within starts working a little bit better, you feel better. So I thought we need some food here, so we provided it. You know, I'm just counting here. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of you, okay? So what we're going to do is this. On behalf of them, I'm going to write you a check for $10, $20, $30, $40, $50, $60,000. $10,000 for every single person right here.
Really nice to see you, JP.
Yeah, that's awesome, man.
Being only in salons has been one thing that's been consistent from day one with John Paul Mitchell Systems. Why have you continued to maintain that?
Well, as most people know, most companies that go in the beauty industry, professional beauty industry, say, I'm going to stay only in salons, not go anywhere else, okay? That's where I'm going to stay. And all of a sudden you see them in department stores, grocery stores, every place else. It's because that's what they said to get in the industry. But afterwards, well, they wanted the money, and then they blamed it on somebody else. Mine was when I had absolutely nothing. You guys believed me that I would stay in the industry. I will never let you down. I'd probably be 4 times my size now if I went to the full general market, but I would have broken my promise when I had absolutely nothing and people believed in me. So ethically, I stuck by him. By the way, I put Paul Mitchell into a 360-year trust. I own the majority of the company, so even if I die, no one could take it out of the professional beauty industry for 360 years.
And why was it important to you to do that?
It was important to me to do something like this because back in 2004, a young hairdresser in the audience raised her hand and said, JP, everyone sold out or went to other departments of distribution other than you. What happens if you die? I thought, ooh, good question. So I went looking around for a trust, and I found one that would last 360 years. So I now have 340 some odd years left on it.
And a special thanks to Paul Mitchell, Professional Salon Products. They're the best. Go out and get them.
Exploded to space like a true nature's child. We were born to be wild. We can climb so high. I never wanna die.
I think we're the funnest company to deal with in the beauty industry. We're fun. I had a few $100 in my pocket, borrowed a couple $100 from my mom, and we started Paul Mitchell with $700. $350 of Paul's and $350 of mine, and I slept in my car. With people, you've got to treat every human being the way you would want to be treated. I firmly believe that when a company goes into business, they should help their local community out, their local state, country, as well as the world become a better place to live. We've been really blessed to have a very good life, and blessed enough that part of our obligation is to be able to give back, and it makes us feel really, really good. That's what we're very passionate about. It's part of our culture. We're in a variety of things, from saving the waterways, to saving the whales, to saving the forests, to saving humanity. My work and my philanthropy, my family is all in one. It's a lifestyle, and I just love what I do.